Mm. Well, then it is my pleasure, Barbara. Thank you very much for, it was, sometimes you miss the obvious. Madhu said, look, why don't you have Prajwal speak to the Salon? Of course, I have Prajwal speak to the Salon. Prajwal, a friend of mine, we've been friends for 25 years, which is half of his life and a good chunk of mine. And in this world, just think about in your own life and career, like where people are like, oh God, I admire you so much. I'm just like, duh, duh. Yeah, these people that you really, I met the woman, for example, who wrote Our Bodies Ourselves. I was just so impressed with her, I couldn't even talk to her, Well, Prajwal is like that to me. I've been working with ancient forms of dance and ritual that are endangered and dying out, and it really threatened by the modern world. And I also use as Barbara knows, we mix worlds here, the professional Western dance world, interfacing with the Asian spiritual world. So I will confess, I will still walk into a town like Bhaktapur, Kathmandu, and ask the obvious but very Western question, who's the best dancer here? Okay. And it's not, if you got a 1,500-year-old tradition, it's not the first question. All right. But everybody will usually agree on who it is. And that's how I met Prajwal 25 years ago. I went to Bhaktapur and I said, who's the best dancer? Who is the best dancer in Nepal? And they're like, it's Prajwal Vajrachary. You have to meet Prajwal Vajrachary. Before I understood much about Tibetan Buddhism, or even more specifically, Newar Buddhism, which is the Buddhism of Kathmandu Valley. And it is the oldest extant practiced form of Buddhism, how Buddhism was actually practiced. And Prajwal is the 35th, the 35th generation of his family of dancing tantric Buddhist priesthood. And for about 800 years of this tradition, in Kathmandu Valley, Buddhism was you could be openly Buddhist. With the advent of the Malla, the Hindu kings, Prajwal's tradition went underground for more than 700 years. And it was first performed in public in 1957. Prajwal's father is a great scholar of Sanskrit literature. I'm understanding how the Vajracharya caste, which was created specifically to take responsibility for the continuity of these ancient Buddhist practices. And I've learned now, you do it for 25 years, a couple of things sink in. Wow, it's the whole family that does it. It's not just one person, but the entire family. Prajwal's brother is one of the most respected traditional painters in Nepal. His work is in museums around the world. Prajwal's uncle is a Sanskrit scholar at University of Leipzig. Prajwal is the priest in the family. Prajwal is the dancing priest, the one responsible for carrying on the actual ritual traditions. And so Prajwal could talk about many things. And his father, who is now deceased, charged Prajwal with taking this secret art public and taking it international in order that it survive. Now, what's interesting in looking at an ancient dance, well, gosh, it went hidden in order to survive. And then at another point, it had to go public in order to survive. So sometimes you think, oh, well, how did tantric rituals travel from Tibet to Japan or from here to, how do they go from Nepal to Portland? How do you bring an entire Newar temple to another continent and establish rites? So Prajwal is the actual living, real deal. If you ever wanted to meet a Himalayan holy man, you got one today. He's one of my best friends, and I'm very happy to share him with you. Prajwal, I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Joseph. You say me more than I can say. I don't know that lots of things. So I'm just a simple dancer, and all the temples we created because of the Helen. Helen is here also as well. Bajri, she's the one who did it, all the research and did build the temple for me. So I should say thank you for her, and also that I have around with the people who help me to grow my art and dance and whatever I do. So
Prajwal, let me interrupt you just a second. I forgot to introduce Josh Proto, who's here. As I say, it's so extraordinary that Prajwal has moved tantric rituals, the oldest known in the world in Buddhism, to Portland, Oregon. Well, Josh is a master of the Sanskrit hymns. And Josh, I hope you'll sing for us today. So who are these extraordinary people? If you want to know how religion really promulgates and how it really works, we're watching it happen. And Helen Appel is also here. And Helen is one of Prajwal's great students and a dear friend of mine, beautiful, beautiful dancer of Prajwal's tradition. So Josh and Helen, thanks so much. Hi, Helen. So nice to see you again. Prajwal, thank you, and Josh and Helen.
great. So I don't know how much I'm going to talk about today about the dance traditions, as Joseph mentioned, but Joseph mentioned to me to talk more about the rituals and the body and mandala and the mudra, or a little bit mudra, because dance have to be connected to the mudra. So I'm basically focusing on the rituals and the mandala and a little bit about the mudra. Then after that, I'm going to have a dance a little bit just so you can get an experience with that, what the meanings and significance, how that goes. And those dance is connected to the, the life, give the life of the statues. So you can see the coming out the statues into the life. So that's we're going to do. So, so I'm going to bring that. I don't know how many people's been to Nepal, and okay, quite okay. So lots of people know. So what I'm going to show you some pictures. I'm not a good graphic designer or making what called the professional. So I'm just a practitioner, in a Dharma practitioner. I don't do that computer work that much, but I keep the line of the picture. So I'm going to show you some of the pictures. What I going to talk today, and then we'll dance. This is one of my father, so it's in my computer deck. So now, sorry. Sorry. So Nepal is a begin with this temple. I don't know, most of you already been there in Nepal. So this is the earliest temple, and also it's considered that in the world, it's the earliest temples in the world. This is considered before even Sakyamuni Buddha was built, before even Sakyamuni Buddha was born. So there's many histories behind in my country. Before the Sakyamuni Buddha, we have 6 more Buddha before that. So first Buddha was first Buddha was plant a seed for this place. And then it is just blossoming. And then master comes and they build this temple. It is called Swayambhu. Swayambhu means self-origins. So then the many different angle. I don't know. I mean, these are the many things to talk about, every little details and every little why the eyes, and there's a 13 steps in the mandala. There's every little, there's a whole cosmic as the mandala. So it's in there. When you look into the body, like look into this stupa, there's a whole world what we needed to get the enlightenment, or what do we need to get the liberations. Those are created in the symbolic gesture. Is, for example, like the eyes and nose. Nose didn't keep like a kind of question mark there, and then bindi is there in the forehead. They didn't keep the mouth here somehow. So those like the symbolic gesture, like they always see, as soon as you see, then you need to think about that, whether it's right or wrong, how you take into the body. Some people take in the, what they see, they have a minds change into different way, and they take it into a different way. And those are then, they always say that in the Dharma world, what you hear, what you see, but make it that think for seconds. What is the right you hearing properly? Because it can be turned into the wrong way. That's why they call like those are the wisdom they call. You need to see in the wisdom way. You need to hear in a wisdom way. So then you can get the liberation. You go more on more top. And these are also the 5 Buddhas around here and 5 Tara also around here. So basically those Buddhas is considered that like the natures and the reality with the 5 wisdom, 5 knowledge, 5 senses, 5 elements. Everything's what we have in the world based on that 5 elements, like a piece of paper. It's this piece of paper to create without 5 elements. There's no way to make it this piece of paper, or no way to make become as a piece of paper. So they usually literally give that as deeper meanings of that to knowing about the realities, because our body is based on that 5 elements. Whole world is based on 5 elements. Any object you see in the world, that's based on that 5 elements. So they bring it that whole universe within there, in that as a stupa. That's why they created in the early day. So there's many different angles. You can see that stupa. So stupa is the mandala. Stupa is the body in the other part. So there's a many different way you can see. There's also other stupa in the Kathmandu Valley. That's also the earliest day it's been created. It's called Bodhanath Stupa. And that's also you can see that how the mandala is being created. There's the layers of the mandala, and each of the layers have the meaning and significance. So I am not going to all the detail today because I don't have that much time to go detail. But so if you look into those mandala and those stupa, it's like a whole universe within that mandala. Whole universe within that stupa. You will see this, and it is also the mandala in the paintings is a 3 dimensions or 5 dimensions isn't there. It's every little detail, layer to layer, and every little things have the significance and meaning. Like they call like the Padma. This is a Jwala Bali. Then also there is a Padma Bali, the fire lotus, and also the Vajra Bali. That means like a birth, life, and death represent that way. And a very significant, so life is like a fire, Vajra is like essence with the death, and then lotus circle around with that is about the life. It's soft and gentle. So, and life is moving with this, with the fire, like we have so many activities, so many things happening. And the death is considered a Vajra, the essence. So we die, but our physical body die, not the spiritual body is not going to die. So that's also the same concept within the in the mandala. So 5 Buddhas, they always start with the east is because of the sunrise there, and once you get it into dark coming out to the sunrise, then you get a sunrise, and then it's going to be sunset. Then it's happening in the natures and reality exists. And the center deity is considered a Vajrachary. It is soft and gentle. That's the cosmic of the world. We have that is it's connected to the heart. We have that is with the soft and peaceful kindness that is there. And there's also they also have a vehicles with the animal vehicle. Basically, animal vehicles also very simple way of making clear for that to liberations our mind, or liberating our mind, or understand the true nature of reality, what you need to do into how we can move forward our life. The simple way of expressing that way is like they come with the first animals with the elephants with the Vajrachary. Achobe have an elephant. Elephant is considered that fearless. Then to come with the Ratna Sambhava. Ratna Sambhava come with the horse. So you have to continue moving forward. And a peacock, the Amitabha Buddha come with the peacock. Peacock is considered that it's it can be when you go move forward. You need to be like a peacock, so you can take a poison snakes and make it a beautiful feather. Otherwise, people will be talking badly, so crazy things will be happening. You will be nice, and it will be wonderful way to move forward. And then the Amoghasiddhi comes with the Garuda, which the Garuda means the mystic animal, which is you have to be conscious, you have to be awareness, you have to see from far away, you have to smell from far away. That is kind of concept. So, and then it's come with the lion in the center, which is the Vajrachary. it is symbolized like we have to be strong and powerful, so move forward with our path. That is to consider with this the elements. So those are also the stupa. That's way they created so whole and then each of them have the wisdom, and also the each of them have the knowledge, each of them have the senses. So everything's connected into our body, like how we can train our body, mind, and speech, so we can go move forward. Or it means that we can liberating our body. So that's the close-up pictures in a 2005 somebody took in there. And so if you see that is like the stupa, there's also the, we have, my father did the research on the stupa, and every single stupa is being measured and try to know why that stupa is being created. So those stupa is also the essence of the human body, or essence of the dead body, or memorize of the ancestor. They created those stupa around in the Kathmandu Valley. And that's the became as the mandal offering. Mandal offering means like we bring into all the universe to to path of the ritual. So we bring it down to the ritual. When we're doing the ritual, first thing we always do the mandal mudra. I don't know anybody knows about this mandal mudra. If you like, this is the mandal mudra, this is the mandal offering. So mandal offering is like the inviting all the continent in the world. Please be seated here. So we're going to do the ritual. That's the way it's been done. So they do the ritual basically on that mandal stupa. So the stupa, if you see that it's also the same way that how they make it this like the always like the five, what do you call that, 5 layers of, that's always keeping the 5 elements is there, and also always have to be true. And also the other part of the stupa is like they will never be mistake. It's like the compass is north, west, east side. If you go to a mountain area, you don't know where you're going, which direction you're going. So this stupa will be, if you know what is the meaning and significance of this stupa, it's directly guide you to which direction you are going. So this is used as a compass in the tradition. So you see that it's how elaborate, and there's also the whole ritual. Those stupa is just not done without rituals done. So establish the energy, like bring it that the spiritual energy to keep that as it is. So they have a whole elaborate rituals. It's be done in my tradition. And so this is the layers, how you go to the cosmic onto the mandala, or liberating to the mandala. And if you see into your body, you will see that way also every little part of your body position, why we need to keep the spines in the straight in the body when you're meditating. So this will give you the awakenings, the what do you call that, the crown chakra, which is the Mahasukha chakra. It's give you that is, if you keep the spines straight in the body, that's make you do the liberations. And if you see that it's in the stupa with the standing up, there's also always with the 5 elements, it's always in the body. So body is the mandala, body is the awakenings, our awakening tools in our body. So, and whether that any kind of stupa you can see, there is always body, mind, speech, and 5 elements is there. And if you look into it, sometimes they got into symbolic way. So in the tantras, in the practice of the Buddhism, sometimes they have a hidden language. Hidden language means like they get the symbolic. So you need to study before you study, then you will not get it. And then they turn into mandala paintings in the transformation mandala. And those mandala can be object, is used as a treasure object. This is the Guhyeshwari, which is like in a same kind of mandala concept. That's under the vessel, they have a whole universe is in it there. This is considered that one of the first temple also, which is Manjushri discovered this temple in the Kathmandu Valley. When the Manjushri cut the gorse, Kathmandu Valley was the lake at the time, and Manjushri cut the gorse and followed the root of the lotus, Actually, lotus was blossoming in the Kathmandu Valley, and they found that this is the place which is the mystery and which is all in mandala. It's the end, the root is an end in there, and then when you go to there, it's just nothing there, but whole universe is there. That's the based on Nepal history. And then it became as the more and more library, more and more library into the paintings. And the painting means, like, for me, like, give you the insight, uh, meaning in the insight to how we can liberating our body. As I say, like a stupa. This is also one of my brother's painting that's in the Japan Osaka Museum right now. Those original painting isn't there. So this is called the Dharma Vajrachary mandala, and that's what the Dharma Dhatu mandala. So the two mandala, those stupa, it's also considered that the either Dharma Dhatu, either Vajrachary mandala. So, and so whole idea, like a dharma dhatu means like a dharma and dhatu the essence. Dharma means like inner awakening, inner wisdoms is in there. And vajra, uh, the vajra dhatu is like a essence that is, it's inseparable, immovable, it's there, in always there, the spirit. So this is also one of my brother's painting. That's also, it's in the Osaka Museum. The original painting is right now. And if you see that it's in the old, there's a Naga mandalas, there's if you're making the water, what I call water bath, they also make it the mandala in Nepal. So it's stone carving. Anything it does in Nepal, even like this is the skull cup. It's the oldest, like there's an old skull cup from Nepal. And if you look into the oldest skull cup, this is also created as the 5 Buddhas and the 5 nectars and the 5 wisdoms within there. And the skulls usually used in the Dakini, we call, they are like a drinking from the nectars, drinking from they usually call the blood. But the blood is like they consider that whatever you think about the negative things, whatever you're thinking about the disgusting things, and then take it that disgusting and grind it and eat, drinking. So that's way you can liberate. So disgusting thing that way is like in the Buddhist use, like that's like somebody say horrible thing, harsh things, bad things, crazy things, stupid things. That is the wisdom. You take that wisdom as the wisdom and make it transformations and grind it those wisdom and making transformation. That's why they have they also the use as the same like the 5 different animal, which means like those animals, it's really important to liberations. But this particular one have the dog also is there. And so it is like first let's start with the east with the ox, the cow. So cow is in the you need to have consider in the liberations of body, you have to be soft and gentle, gentle the way it's moving. And dog is like you need to be sensitive, you need to be caring other people. That is considered. Elephants like you need to be fearless, and horse is need to be continuous. Life need to be continuous move. That's we do until we die. We just doing some things to move forward with that. And on the top of that also there is called the marrow, faces and the blood and semens. That's like a disgusting things in the tradition they use in the grinding. So those are the other side. It's like it's the that is the in a body part which is coming from the body. And the body is like they just like when you see itself, then we got a discussing. So that's they say like whatever is disgusting things happening, whatever is negative things happening in the world, and that negative things is like how you train on the minds, and that's you take into negative way and making crazy in our brain. But if you think that way, it is part of our body, and this is the wisdom, you can transform that wisdom. So this is basically, this is the symbols of this skull cup. So in the Nepal ritual, Newar rituals, it's the highest any ritual we do. And this, we need to keep that lots of things in there, pour things there, and making that grind everything and make you drinks in a part of the highest rituals in Nepal. And so then other part of the ritual is a very common ritual. This is also one of my brother's painting. So you will see here with the, it's a brown rice, paddy rice, and black beans, black lentils, soya beans, and pop rice. This is, we call it the Badi Mandala. And every years, in a once a year, we have a New Year's celebrations. So those mandala is literally, we make it and then purify our body. So those are the very symbolic, what we needed for the nutritions for a body to keep continuous for our lives. So that's what symbolically we purify and take it as the wisdoms and transformation. So what do we do in Nepal? In here, that's what we create ourselves. Sometimes like we don't have a, we have a powder rice too, yeah. So that's the same mandala where we create things in here, and then, and this what do we do in our ritual every day, the once a year in Nepal, in here. So it's purifications, the rituals, what we called. And then part of the purification rituals, it is called the Guru Mandala. So Guru Mandala is been recorded early texts, and then to pass it on to the many difference, and many different transformations to many different way. And any rituals you do, it have to be done the Guru Mandala. So Guru Mandala means simple way of understanding is like you became yourself as the awakenings and understanding the nature. That's what you became a guru. So you means you are the teacher. So basically like your bodies will be transforming into the to the Vajrachary. This is we call Vajrachary. Vajrachary is like a combines all the senses, all the nature, all the reality. Within the reality, you get into that reality, and awakenings make you awakening thing happening. And that's what we call the purification. When you look into the purification with that way, there's also all the symbolic gestures here. They have a 22 of them. So when you see this way, and also they have a said in a different way, those are the symbolic gesture. And then the men and women there, and the jewels and vessels and sword. So those are like the in as a human bodies. Those are like the inspirations, and those are also the give you the deepest wisdoms you can get, so you can get to liberate your body. So that's why this ritual, Guru Mandala ritual, is really profound rituals in Nepal. So mayor of the Kathmandu Valley, when they consecrated, that's need to be done for, if he has some what do you call, you have to be if you want to be part of the ritual, then Vajrachary or the priest have to be make sure that you will be purified before you move on to anything. So we call it Jajamana. Jajaman means the clients. So clients ask for you, so you're making purify for clients to do. And this is also one of my brothers, my oldest brothers, who does the ritual and this is the mayor of present mayor in Kathmandu Valley. So those Guru Mandala is like they have a 22 of them. Each of them have the very significance and meanings, as I say. And then they use it with the east, west, north, south, and connected to the cosmic mandala within your own body is. So your body will be transforming into the cosmic, so you can literally feels in a body to purify. And then part of the rituals also, this is you need to establish those things. One is called the lamp, which is considered the moon and sun, which you see. And one is called a vessels, which is the treasure vessel. You invoke the deities or invoke the spirit, and you purify into the head end of the ritual. And this is also Naga. Naga ritual. Naga is like it's a part of this Naga ritual. It's more considered that if you establishing or if you do the little bit high level of ritual, they need to be considered that uh, honor and respect Nagas in the Naga is like the protector for those land, protector for those space. So you need to be honored when you do the rituals in a new place. It's Nagas need to be honored. Then there's a yoga is here. Yoga is considered that the moons, and the fire is considered a fire with the suns. So sun and the moons and the vessels is the importance part of the ritual. And if you go to the Naiva ritual, they have a quoted with 150 different rituals. No, 189 different rituals is there in the Newa Buddhist peoples are performing into there are different ways like and then they gave initiation. So initiation means that way is like you also be part of the mandala. So you be part of the Guru mandala. So you are purified first before you reach to that point. So in getting that receiving the energy or receiving the whatever you intends to have initiations to receiving that, you need to perform your own self. Vajrachary will be guide you to make this happen. So and there's also the library rituals in and they have also the so many different kind of beans. They have a 32 different beans for fire rituals. So and then they keep it the usanisa in the top. Usanisa is considered that the health connected to the health deities, like a long life and a health deity, so give you in the long life. And so there's a 32 different kind of grains and 32 different kind of herb is being keeping the fire. That means the when people have the those fire rituals, like people in the countries have a problems, or people have a problems not settling in their minds and the body, and the budget they ask for the priest to perform. So they make it this 32 different kind of grains to fire. That the smoke of that fire is make you into transformations will be happening. So there's more elaborate rituals in Nepal, which is also 32. And also especially in Nepal, you have to have like the raw brick to create it. In America, we don't have it raw brick. So I brought this one from Nepal. So in the first times I made it with my own hand to create the brick to make the happen that way. But second time, like, okay, this is too much making brick. And once you use it, it's done. You cannot use it anymore. So second times I brought it this in Nepal. So I do the ritual here. That is in Nepal. So, and then also part of rituals like a birth and life and death in Nepal, they have to do the rituals. This is like a young man getting initiation. So he had to perform the rituals with the 32 different grains and making the fire ritual which need to perform to initiate it, or basically became a Vajrachary, became a priest. You have to do this in your own young age. So this is the setup, how they do the setup. So they have the whole symbolic gesture. They also have the symbolic gestures as the mandala. It's been drawn here. And that's what we do in our temple. This is our temple here. And we do performs with this fire ritual. And so life and death rituals, it would be birth, life, and a death in Nepal. It's all about the rituals in Nepal. So without ritual, there's no life, basically. So this is the rice feeding ceremony. Rice feeding ceremony will be done for the boy within 6 months, girl for the 5 months. Within 5 months, make you fit. And the symbolic means that way is like when you go to the harmonium chains, not enough to drink milk from your mom only. So you need to give that some food beside the milk. So we do the ceremony and a feed with the elaborate food for the kids. And also the other part is like it's the divinations, like when you're about to get to the nutritions will be changed, and you know that your destination, where it will be your destination. They make you choose in a certain twice, like they keep like an earth, they keep like a stones, they keep like a plants, they keep like all different tools. So they know what they choose. That means your future will be there. So they do the divinations as well. And this is the we call the feast, which is offer for that kids, young, old. They always offer with that much feast. That's the 32 different kind of feasts. And those 32 different kind of feasts have a symbolic gesture. So you eat in the healthy way, in the gradually building your healthy, and you got a dessert and also a little bit alcohol they use for the digesting in the tradition. So those symbolic meaning. And if you see that is in Nepal, any place, it's like an honor to the deities, honor to the anybody's. You make it this the elaborate food and offer to the deities, offer to the human beings. They eat like and that's the top white one is the beaten rice. It's a flat rice. It's not the real rice. So, and in our temple we do, as I say, the birth and right ritual. So when they grow up a little bit, we also do the elaborate rituals for them too. And the significance, like they hormone started changing before 12 years. So they need to make sure that is they are more powerful and strong, and give educations about the natures and the reality. So that's we give for the when you get into the young. And so you imagine that like this is a little boy who's been initiating with the priest. 5 priests is here pouring waters, milk waters, or holy waters they call. So they pour. That's what they initiated that way. Is happening in Nepal. So that's we are being initiated that in the earliest day. So, and that's also when you grow up, there's a marriage ceremonies happening. That's also part of the marriage ceremony. Always that the same rituals will be repeat. It's the Guru Mandala. And if you get the old age of a ritual, when you turn into the 77, 7 months, 7 years, seven day, that's also the elaborate rituals we do. And also the when you turn into the 88, 888, like the 58, once you get into the 88, there's also you can do in the ceremonies. That's also the we do ritual. Then 999, you do the ritual. So we have every step of life you move forward, and we do the rituals with this. This is also in our temple. And so we do all the crazy, like when you do the ritual, you will see that so much throwing rice, flowers, and all different elements. It will be throw, it's making mess. And once a year, I do for the people publicly, for the here in our temple, to purification ritual. So when we have a new year comes, and then whatever the old energy, try to move, try to change the new energy into the good energy. So we have a new energy to bring, we do the ritual. And then also death rituals, the different things. So after death, they also have every month in my tradition, we have to do the rituals all the way to the years. Then every years we need to do the ritual. This is just happens in my families in Nepal. With my mom passed away about 28 years before. So, and then that's the rituals just happened not even a week before. It's 3 days before. And that's my ancestor. This made it that as ancestor, my ancestor, how far they can remember in my ancestor. So they bring it that ancestor as the pinda they call, and keep line up in the ritual part. So, and here's the many different rituals you can see. I mean, there's more and more rituals. It's elaborate. In any temples you go, people carry in the ritual plate and those in the rituals in a many different way. And then some of the elaborate rituals, you need to have 5 priests, and 5 priests also to consider with the 5 Buddhas. And so they dress up and they 5 different colors, and each of them had the mandalas to offer, and then they do the rituals. And and continues doing the ritual, that part too. So, and then other rituals, which is like they are, when you get, someone give you the initiations, or someone give you the empowerment for you, and they are the considered in Nepal, which is males and females, called the chakra sambaran Vajrachary, top level of esoteric deities. They becomes be, in also the part of the highest initiation, they have to become that deities so they can qualify for other people to give initiations. And this is the rare picture, so you're normally not allowed to take a picture, those things. So I was in Nepal, and my brother's also part of that ritual conduct. So I'm allowed for me to go in and take a pictures with this. So every initiator, every in who taking initiations, every initiator have to be honor their feet and bow on their feet. So it's a men have the right leg, women have a left leg, and they put together, and then it's like how we do ritual for the temple. It's same exact ritual we do for their feet and bow their feet. That's in the tradition. So, and labyrinth rituals is everywhere, and so, and also the stupas, and any deities like any wheels and anything, people do the rituals offerings with the 5 elements. So 5 elements in the ritual is we create the ritual plate with the rice, colors, incense, and wick to burn, and then flowers. So those are the 5 elements. So, and then water. Water elements is the liquidness of the body. Fire, flower elements is the air elements of the body. Wick, we burning that, it's the fire elements of body. And then so we have a fruit and sweet, sweet and bitter rice, any food you can use. That's the earth elements of body. So we are generally offering with this. And you can see that it's not one, anything you establish, they need to be purified. So they usually, priests is here. And also the part after that also, oh, my one picture is missing. Okay. So then in Nepal, that they establish with the living goddess, you need to do the so much elaborate rituals, all day long rituals, so you can establish any living goddess. And this is in our temple. So I just train for the little girls how to do the rituals, try to be part of the rituals in. So that's some. Oh, this is the picture. So when you do the establish, you have to perform the dance. Dance and the singing is a part of the ritual. Without dance and singing, you not be complete the ritual in a Newar Buddhist tradition. So that's why in a dance, it is like the so important roles in the Newar Buddhist traditions. Dance is like the movement. Dance is like the keep you strength. Dance is like the make you uh, the uplifting your body, and transformations can be happening. So that's why that's the rituals in our temple. And that's common ritual. Every day we do the rituals in a temple. So our temple is like mornings and evening. So evening is arati, and morning is the it's a long, it takes you about an hour to do the rituals in the morning. And we also have they call the dharma ghanti, with the wooden bells. We bang it, so make attentions in the ritual. And so, and then the fannings with the Dasaparamita, which means the 10 perfection chantings, what we do with the fanning with the yak tails. I'll talk more about detail, but I'm just go over today. But I don't know, I can go, it's each have each different world, like a yak tails, why we need to be yak tails, I don't know, that in the traditions, like a yak is in the mountain area, and in a like the fresh air. Where is the mountains? There is like a cool air isn't there. That's where the yak came from. And then yak also we keep the little bit feather, pick up feathers in the hair. So yak tails and a pick up feather, it's combined together. It's make you all the toxins away, all your negative thinking, negative craziness, it's keep away, it's wash it away, or it's blow away. So that's why when we do the rituals in the temple, that means you just doing the ritual for yourself. That's the consider. So in Neva Buddhist traditions, like Buddha with you, you are the Buddha. So it's a remind you. We need to remind again and again to make the trains like like how many times when you grow up, how many times parent will be say same word when try to get into your minds, for over and over and over. So until you get in the mind, it's need to be over and over to make, do things. So that's why in also it's a give a life and give it the spirit, give a continue with the spirit and continue with the feedings to the spirit. You have to do rituals every day in the tradition. So thank you. Great. So I just want to stop here and then I'm going to perform and little dance because I don't want to keep, I don't know how long I have. So I already, if I continue, I can continue more and more, but I'm going to stop here for a second. I'm just going to overviews right now. So anybody have any questions with this overview?
That was wonderful, Prajwal. Thank you very much. It was just incredible.
Okay. I don't, I can go with the one details with the stupa. Maybe in the future, I can just talk about the layers of the stupa and how you connect it with your body in that stupa. And then if you want me to talk only the body as the mandala or body as the ritual, it's also you can talk all details, it is like our body mind is the speech. It's just like so much amazing things it's in our body. There's one poetry in Nepal. It's a very old poet being written about our body is a temple. So harharuka sundar khamba mangsa pindaka dwar mostitoko yo sunko chanda indre haruko dwar. So that they say like a heart means the bone. Bone is like the pillars of our body. And then mansa pindaka diwar. We have lots of the earpiece. It's like the senses can get in there and make manifestations. And then it's also in the history we have 10 different senses way like we can realize and can bring it. So those senses are the doorways to get in our body. And Mostiku Sunku Chana, we have a golden crowns with the roof. Our roof is like the golden roof, which is made out of the gold under in the brain. That's the consider with the brain. And Indriya Haruka Dwar, and then all the senses we have to doorways to get into the body. Nasa Nadika Taranga, and the blood vessel is like the rivers flow on our body. And this is our body as the beautiful temple and honor and respect with this beautiful temple. So our body is the temple, our body is the divine ones. So how you treat it will be reflect. So then the cause and condition is happening because how you treat, how you say something, it will be reflect to you. So treat it well and behave nice. That's what they say. Like if you are a nice person, you will find only nice person. If you have a smoker, you find with a smoker friend. If you have a drunkard, you always find with a drunkard friend. It's the same concept with that way. If you are a good, you always find the good people around. So that's what's the dharma teachings and the dharma. So that's why it's, we need to have a good, create the good motivations, kindness, loving kindness, joy and happiness, and that's bring you to more joy and happy to others too. So if we continues with the joy and happy, then it's liberating our body. That's the way we can do. So I'm going to do the dance because Joseph asked me to do the little dance. I'm going to demonstrate only the few dance. So, and those dance is, as I say, I mean, I can talk a lot about the dance, but simple way of dancing in my traditions, like is we call the mudra, means the kaya baka chitta, kaya mudra, baka mudra, chitta mudra. In the world, only 3 mudras we have, but within 3 mudra, they have become a 9 mudra. We had every mudra have a inner mudra, outer mudra, and a secret mudra. So that's the, so once you have the simple mudra is like a kaya mudra, means the body. Body is like a, what do you call the body? We cannot call the body for the head. You cannot call body for the skin. You can whole combinations of everything. It's called the body. And then the speech there, vocals, vibration is there. And every vibration is what you hear. It's effect into the mind, effect into the body, and make it that the things is happening in the body. So, and then if you hear with the harsh word, if you hear with the bad word, if you hear the crazy word, it's making crazy in a different ways in the body. And then mind mudra is like a body and a speech combines its minds, making that sort things it's happening in the body. So whatever, and then when you come to that point, whatever you see the object, it is called the kaya mudra. So like we have a piece of paper, like so piece of paper is the kaya, because the whole world is in there. Because piece of paper is, if you don't have a, the 5 different nature with the fire, air, earth, space, they not be the piece of paper. And any object, if you see that it have to be fire, it have to be air, it have to be space, it have to be connected to the earth. With that elements, there's no way to make it anything in an object. So those are, so the mudra in the traditions and then the spiritual traditions, those we take it that into the meaningful way, then it is just comes with a happiness. Mudra, you just make it that, oh, I'm doing the flower mudra, come on, this is my mudra. Then this is just like the outer mudra. It doesn't mean anything. Once you come with the flowers, it's a beautiful essence with this way. And then it just became like a real, it is. So mudra in the dance tradition, you need to connect it kai baka chitta, which is kai mudra, baka mudra, chitta mudra. Every little mudra you use, and it's have the meaning doesn't come, then it's outer. So when it start to meaning means your understanding how you comes with the body, and meaning is just not like a copy from the others, like, oh, I'm just doing this, I just copy. Oh, someone do this, it says do this way without understandings in the deeper inside, then it doesn't call the mudra. Mudra have to be a true, and mudra have to be a really meaningful, mudra have to be connected to your body, mind, and speech. Then it has become a true mudra. Otherwise, you just make up a mudra. It doesn't mean anything in the reality. So that's why those are the simple, but mudra history also, I mean, there's so much mudra things in the world. I mean, you can talk about about the Indian classical mudra, which is, Sankta Hasta mudra, Asankta Hasta mudra. That means one hand mudra and two hand mudra, and each mudra have a, meaning there, Pataka, Tipataka, Atapataka, those are the mudras in the classical Indian tradition. And Newer Buddhist traditions, like, we, as soon as we come through world, we are the mudra. We carry with the mudra. Every person's have a different mudras in their brains and bodies they carry. So we carry the mudra. How you train the mudra and how you making the meaning of the mudra. Mudra can be anything. It's like, you drink with this way means espresso mudra. This is called espresso. You have hold with this way, it's a beer mudra. It's every object you touch it. It's a different. So mudra, it's like you use certain things in a certain way. That's you. It's naturally, it's a move. So mudra, you can make a name. Name is not meaningful, but it's you connect it with your body, mind, and spirit, then it is meaningful. That's why those are the gestures in the, in the Buddhist traditions, my tradition, have to be meanings, have to be connected to the deeper, not only outer way, have to be deeper and connect to the deeper. Then if you feel in the body, then you are in that living mudra. If you don't like do crazy things and other things, and we doesn't care about other people, so you're doing not such a good mudra. You're doing a bad mudra, But if you're doing good mudra and everybody love it, everybody happy with what you do, what you offer, then you are doing a good mudra. That's meaningful for you and meaningful for other people. That's the good mudra is. But if you do crazy, then it's for yourself, everybody run away, then it's mudra.
Question, Joseph, you have been practicing how many years? what was that experience from the outer to the inner? Is there a way to describe it? What were your discoveries?
Well, Prajwal, and I don't want to interrupt. I want to get to your dance and
Right,
everything.
right,
But
right, right.
the big one, Barbara, was that there was a technique to do it. It wasn't hocus pocus. There's a technique in know and how to do your mind. With Prajwal, he teaches you how to divinize the body part by part.
Okay.
And then we divinized all the senses, sense by sense. And then we awakened, and only then did we awaken the deity and then become the deity. So it was a whole, so the big revelation was, this is old, it's a technique. It's a known way of transforming the consciousness. It's not, it's unlike what we do, but it's definitely a technical thing. Prajwal, what are you going to dance for us today?
Well, I'm open to whatever people want to see me. So, you know,
I
just
think you'll like to help us. Is Josh going to sing, or how is this going to work?
Yeah, just going to sing. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I would let you choose the piece, and
I'm going to myself with the peanut so you can see my full body.
thank you.
And so when you're dancing, that's let's see. And I think so, Barbara, you have seen my dance in the Chicago Art.
Oh, yes, indeed.
That was I don't know how I'm changed.
Hypnotic.
I have a long beard.
Absolutely hypnotic at the Art Institute.
Yeah. Also, at that time, I did the talk about the mudra as the ornament in that presentation that when I did in the Chicago Art Institute. So, yeah. So I'm going to change a little bit. Keep the far away. Okay, Josh.
Yes.
It's a good.
All right, now how do we get full screen here?
The green button top left.
I shared it.
So will we have the screen of Josh because he's speaking? But
No,
we really want to see you.
You have to pin your pin to the mic,
Thank you.
and then you can see everybody. Mic only.
What am I doing?
Pinning.
Go to there's a gallery.
Speaker view.
Speak view is not. Speak means like when you speak, then it's so you. Then just will be there.
Barbara, put your cursor on his window, and there's a little 3 dots. And if you click on the dots, it'll say pin video. It'll make his screen your full screen.
Yeah, pin me that is so they can see that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Oh, I've got you. There we go. I did it.
Where are the 3 dots?
Penelope, thank you once again.
Please help me do this.
Upper right-hand corner of Prajwal's
screen. There'll be 3 dots on the top of his little square block. There will be a little screen on the top of his little square.
Oh, I see it. I see it. I'd have to go back into gallery view. I see. So pin. Got it.
Pin.
Okay, thank you.
A little side note, the person that you're pinning, just for the future, just so you know this, the person that you're pinning can't tell you you've pinned them. So if you want to see someone up close and personal, they won't know that. Just a side note.
Okay, I'm going to do one really slow, one up to the, we're going to do the one verse. Oh, sloka. Let's do the sloka with the Avalokiteshvara. Avalokiteshvara sloka with really super slow.
All right.
So this is about the Avalokiteshvara. If I show you the statues, this is the hen. You will see that many statues in many places with this pose. You will see. This means like I'm bestowing, I'm giving to the whoever needed, whatever needed wisdom, and then I'm holding the blue lotus. Blue means the sky. Sky is beautiful lotus. I'm holding with this hand. It's in my head. It's in this finger. So this finger is considered as a wisdom finger, and the blue means the sky. Sky means the infinite, and a wisdom, that infinite wisdom I pass on from my heart. That's the symbolized with my body. And I'm standing on the top of lotus. That's also symbolized gentle, compassion, kindness. That's about the Avalokiteshvara is. And so in Avalokiteshvara, they say that Lokeshwara Sila Santa. Loka means Loka Sura. Loka, I'm known in the whole world. That's me. Sila Santa, my job is to give the 10 virtues as the blessings, to train as the 10 virtues as a teaching, as a blessing. Amoga Gunasagara, greatest knowledge, what I can give as the oceans. And then also the always in Abhidhamma Buddha, it's Haba, if you see that it's in the Avalokiteshvara or Kunyan, if it's connected to Kunyan, they always have the Buddhas in the crowns. So Buddha is in my crown, and Avalokiteshvara is being bow or respect by all the nature. That's it's Avalokiteshvara. So that's a simple way we do in a simple. This is just only the very sample dance. That's I can say. Just only samples. Okay.
Lokeshwara Shilam Shanta Amoga Guna Sagaram Amitabha Kritam Moli Namami Omogaparsanam Amitabha Kritam Moli Namami Amogaparsanam.
So this the very short one. So that's to get a idea with this dance. And let's do Yogini Mandala. So 4 different dynamic yoginis, completely different each other. So, and you can see the vibrations in a different way. So maybe I will translate while he's singing so you can get that word and meaning. So, okay.
Na Twang Shri
Para center, lady of the Dakini.
Vajrachary
Well, first page.
Mantramurti Jine
Buddhas.
Swari
Buddhas. That's me. Vajrayogini.
Atenta Bharata
All the world.
Viman Riddhi
Wisdom and a beautiful
Siddhi
that's
Bhara
so
Prada
only
Yebam
one. Only one
Kalam
give all the
Sama
equally.
Shilam Sahaja
So that's my
Nandarupini
figure is
Pragya
wisdom.
Jnana Bharada
Right.
Agre
Oh,
Namaste
extended one.
Shri
Vajrachary.
Vajrayogini Pragyana
So,
Bhadade Agre Namaste
everyone,
Shri Vajrayogini Namo
first,
Namastu Tasmai
Vajrachary, like that now.
Airatma
Two.
Toye
Bread and water.
Rupini Pancha Jnana
Everybody.
Trikaya Vajra
Power.
Dakite Namo Nila Barna Mahadevi Dharmodaye
It's been
Sebastita
astrology.
Nirvikalpe
Astrology.
Nira Babaye Nairatmaye Namastute Nirvikalpe Nira Bhavaye Nairatmaye Namostute Dakinya Sarvabhuda Sakala Bhaihara
Two.
Vyapini
Break.
Visomata Ekasha Raktabana Prinayana Mudita
And
Ketchari
space.
Kesta Shobha Prajwala Divyadeha Gagana Kritapadaha
Feet in the sky.
Buja Mukta Kesha Katbanga Bamepatra Dahine Kartika
Really.
Dharanish
Holding and
Torgurupa Katwanga Bamepatra Dahine Kartika Dharani Sorgurupa Jagata Janani Yadi
being mother of the whole universe. Great
Shri
is the world. I find it for two.
Karani Sarsabanu Teja Prakasita Stula Suchma Sorupini Vajra Yogini Namastute Shri Ekajati Namastute Nila Sharda Namastute Shri Ugatara Namastute Nila Sardar Namastute Shri Ugatara Namastute.
That's the way. So, and let's do one verse of the Green Tara?
If my little Dakini wants to come and be with you. So
Okay.
if you could give me 2 minutes, it's hearing you.
Okay.
Be back.
Okay. So, and
I have a little difficulty when you talk over Josh. Is everybody else having a similar?
oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's
I can't understand any of it. It's a limitation of Zoom that
Yeah,
really
it's a
only
Zoom
one
thing.
person can send a sound at the same time.
And
I am
whoever's
so
voice is
sorry.
loudest.
So I
Josh,
think
you're
Josh,
the one who predominates,
Okay.
and I can hear that you're talking, but I
yeah,
can't.
it's hard to talk on top of Josh.
Okay. Let's see. Then I'm not going to talk. Let's just sing it. And then maybe after that, I explain. Oh, I will explain it a simple way. Just only the one verse of the Green Tara. It's a very common Buddhist deities in a newer tradition. So this have a Harita Barna, like a green in a nature. My color is like a green, like a nature. And that's my face is like a nature. I have 2 eyes. And I'm stay with the Lalitasana, which means that is east and south pose. And then 2 eyes with the beautiful crown, jewels and crowns. It's in my head. I have decorated. I have my body with the jewels and crown. And then namami. This means purified in the tradition. And namami me Sri Aritara Sarari. So Aritara, the Aritara means beyond Tara or Mother Goddess Tara. That's it. That's can say. Okay. Up to there, and then Akalamirtu. Let's do one all the way to.
Wait, before you start, is there any possibility that you can lower the shade behind you? Because it's
idea.
very, very difficult to see you.
Sorry. Huh.
Ah,
Perfect.
much better. Thank you.
Okay.
Akala Muthu, did you want to explain that one to Prajwal?
Akalamirtu. That's the Green Tara is considered an untimely death. So what do we do? The untimely death, cutting through anywhere from that any drape comes, I cut through it, and I'm known in the 3 worlds. So that's a 3 circle we take, and that circle is hell, heaven, and earth. So that's way up to that we do. So this is the Green Tara dance, because in a Newa Buddhist tradition, males and female doesn't make it. Male can dance, woman, female dance, female can dance, male dance. It's the transgender, what do you call that? It can be manifested that way. So, okay.
Harita Abarna Lavita Sana Ye Ekabakra Adoyedri Istikiri Itarait na ma animandita how now mami Inamami Shri Arjita Aradevi Akala Mritunasha Ani Tribu Vyapita Naumami Naumami Shri Arjita Aradevi.
Good. So do you have any particular deities you know more? So I can do the dance, that ladies, and a Buddhist deities. Anybody's want to say any deities you want to know? Oh,
Manjushri.
okay. Okay. Let's do up to the verse of the Manjusri, all the way to Manjusri.
Great.
So Manjusri,
Through Kumkuma Varna.
yeah. Cool. So Manjusri is say that here, Sri Maha Manjusri, great Maha Manjusri, coming from the Mahachina. So Mahachina is a great China and then established in the Kathmandu Valley. You know, Nepala Mandal established, and Nepala Mandala Maje. Nepala and Mandala is the center of the mandala of Nepal, and Maje is the center. That's the mudra we use. So Maje Padmagiri Nivasita. So flowers, it's like a lotus flowers. It's a rise in a lotus flower. That's a Manjusri. And Nepal Mandal Mahajan Padmagiri Nivasita. And Kumkuma Varna, this is considered that for like the beautiful golden sunlight color Kumkuma Varna, that is he have it. Kumkuma Akasha Chaturbhuja, one face and 4 arms. So this one is based on the 4 arms, with holding the in the right hand they hold with the sword and the arrow, and then left hand text, Pragyaparamita text, and a bow. That's a hold. So that's way to describe in this dance. Okay, understood.
Do you want me to sing up to Dahina and Bame?
No,
No. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Shri Ma Manju Shri Mahati Ina Nepala Mandalama De Padma Giri Nibasita Anama Minamami Shri Mahamanju Gosha Kumkuma Abarna Deha Yekasho Chaturbuja Ahanama Dinamami Shri Mahamanju Gosha
that's the way it goes with the Manjushri dance.
So beautiful. Thank you, Prajwal.
Hey?
Thank you.
Oh,
Can you take a few questions from people?
sure, yeah, I'm happy to, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was just amazing.
Oh,
Thank you, Joshua, too, for your speaking. It was very
Joshua, yeah.
There's
I gotta
thousands.
find you on the screen again and go gallery.
I can't believe what we have just been in the presence of.
Me too.
Yeah, there's a
Wow.
lot, lots of dance, thousands of dance we have. So it's, many dance and many different deities dancing. So, and just it's perfect masterings in the Charya dance right now. So he get all the dance in his head. So in the melodies, and you just need to say, okay, this dance
Oh.
he will sing. So
I've got a little bikini here
ah, okay.
Yes,
But
you do.
Barai. It's look like Barai, yeah.
with
Yeah.
a little turquoise from
Yeah.
Joseph.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
So it wanted to join.
Okay.
As a joke, we also have someone called Mara in here. You might find that amusing.
Yeah. Okay. So questions? Anybody have any questions? I'm happy to.
Merle, go ahead.
Merle?
Well, first of all, thank you so much. It just a beautiful, beautiful presentation. I personally felt that there was a flow of energy in the movement that has come through to me somehow. I mean, I feel infused with the energy that you shared with us. So thank you so much. I have a question. I understand that these dances are ancient and all the movements have significance, but what I'm not sure about is the choreography, the actual order in which each movement comes. Is that prescribed?
Yes, the word prescribed actually. The songs,
Ah.
songs. So songs tell me to what that means. So I'll just embody with the melody and get into my melody with the song, and then my body will be transformed as the melody. So it's just so that is what the melody is.
So the music is coming through your body.
Yes, that's
What I'm feeling now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Penelope?
Can you say more about that? In terms of the music, and maybe Josh should also contribute to this. Are the melodies prescribed? Are those, or are you doing something? Are you creating something in turn? Is the melody prescribed? How do the words? Oh, sorry, I'm going to say them all at once because I think the answer will be more succinct.
You're on to something.
Yeah. What is the language you are singing, and how do the actual words correlate to what we're seeing in the body? I heard your answer to Merle, and that was fascinating, of your body expressing the music coming through your body. But I'm interested in some of the details. It also, the scale, is there a particular scale for this?
Yeah.
So I'm interested in the nitty gritty of the music and how it correlates to what I'm seeing.
Josh, unmute. Do you mind, Prajwal, if Josh takes this and answers a little bit?
Okay. Yeah.
Josh, thank you, Josh.
Sure, definitely. So, the language we're singing all in Sanskrit. So this is all from Prajwal and his, his records, and him and his dad's and his lineage records of these Charya songs that he's been, passing down. And yes, so depending on which deity that we're singing, in the language of like Indian and Asian classical music of ragas. And so ragas, you can think of them as like as modes, as musical modes in Western music theory. So different ragas have different notes. Some are pentatonic, 5-note ragas, or septatonic, 7-note ragas. And, certain kinds of deities will have their own ragas. Sometimes deities will share ragas, and that's when the understanding of the kaya bhakachita, understanding and being able to internalize in the body the deeper meanings of what we're saying becomes most important, because well, you know, I can't sing them the exact same way. I can't sing the, you know, just because the deity has the same raga. It is the same raga. I'm singing the same notes, but as far as like the energy or the secret or inner meanings, they have to be different. And it's something that, you know, with the dancer, I have to coordinate with in that sort of way. I can't remember if I've answered all your points. Feel free to say
One
again.
more, and the particular words that you are thank you, that really helped, because I understand what you mean by modes. In Western, major and minor are just the two common ones, but also different notes.
I can give an answer that the quick. So when you say that loke means all. So basically this mudra go with this all. You see everywhere. So that's the loke. Sort of that means I am one. So lokeshwar, that's me. It means I'm a leader of the old world in that sense. So you take pose with the that's one. Sila Santa, like the Sila means disciplines and morality. So you show the 10 discipline, and that's blessing. Sila Santa means a peaceful way pass to convert to everyone. So
May I-
that way
So
it really goes.
just one is if I were deaf,
Mhm.
and couldn't hear Joshua, I would know the same story by watching you.
Yeah.
Is
Yes,
that correct?
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, if I may, because this is after 25 years, I think I kind of got a little of this. I'm not sure, but what in the way that the Newar Buddhists become the deity is nothing like the way Tibetan monks do it. It's a completely different thing. It's a completely different dance, completely different music, completely different head thing.
Wow.
So, but what you've got in the Newar are these ancient songs describing the deity in detail. And so as the singer is describing the deity in detail, which would correspond precisely to a work of classical art, Prajwal is embodying the attribute of the deity being described. So this incredible relationship between art and movement and music and language, it's completely integrated. And through the course of the song, Prajwal embodies the deity. And how do you know? Because doing all the things that deity does with the virtues that motivate that deity. And so the song is the guide for it. And I was saying, Prajwal, part of when you were talking, that you don't need to talk. We can see, we can follow you really clearly through a lot of what you were doing. So I just wanted to point out there's really an integration between the art and the language and the poetry and the movement. And this deep integration is a characteristic of antiquity. So it's one of the ways, if you look at Newar Buddhism, Anu, I don't know if she's still here, but Anu wrote in the chat, like, I've never seen anything like this. She's Indian. And she's never seen anything like this. And that's because it is really this rare form. So I'll stop and let.
No, thank you, Joseph. Thank you. This is, I can't think of any others say, this is mind blowing.
Anybody else? Diane, I've been meaning to
Yeah,
call.
we've been watching Diane.
Diane, if you got a question, you got something to say, sorry. You're muted, I think, Diane. Are you muted? We can't hear you.
Can't hear you. Yeah.
Probably volume.
No. No.
Yeah,
There.
Can you hear me?
there you
Yeah.
go.
Sometimes this microphone works and sometimes it doesn't.
It's
I have
working now.
a microphone that sometimes doesn't work. Anyway, before you began to dance, I had a question, and then you danced, and now I just feel this unbelievable unfolding inside me that just keeps going and going. So I thank you for this beautiful dance. But the question had two parts. So let me just ask the first part first. I had a question about the secrecy, why they held this back from, what was the fear they had that the outside world might know this? That's my question.
You mean
Why was your tradition kept secret?
Oh, there's a political regions, and basically politicals which means you're not allowed to be a Buddhist priest. So if you are Buddhist priest in that period of time, you will be kicked out or you will be killed. So that's have to be underground for hundreds of years. So 228 years they've been ruled the country, and that's been hidden for long period of time. And before that also, it's habitually like it's so much domination is happening. Oh, this is the Buddhist art. So my country is the Hindu. So they try to not to be announced in my country. So they didn't allow for us to be part of in the carry on this religious. So that's the religious and politics. So,
That answers the second part. Thank you. Thank you.
okay. So first of all,
Another aspect, which I know from aspects of my collection, the Newari were the incredible jewelers.
the art, yeah.
The exquisiteness, the precision, the joy that came out of the work that was created. You look at it, I mean, we're looking at one of the jewels with Prajwal. But there is something in the traditions that are joyous, are precise, and out of the discipline comes the joy.
Yeah, absolutely, Barbara. And also, for those of you that are following our Mudra project, Prajwal is a key player in our Mudra project. For one, he's an exponent of the oldest known form of practiced Buddhism, for one thing. And also because the Newar Nepalese tradition is somewhere in between the even super older Vedic Indian tradition of using mudra and the later Tibetan use of mudra, which is yet a different kind of use of mudra. So our project is trying to give some primacy to the practice of Buddhism. And you see, it becomes very interesting. You say, well, I've got someone who's 35 generations of a transmitted tradition. And a scholar will say, well, I've got a text from 1381. And it's like, look, yes, you do. You do have a text.
And yes, you do.
Yes, you do. And it's a wonderful text. But it's bringing the Western bias for books. And, in the beginning was the word. Well, that's not. In the beginning was probably the dance, probably. So one of the things that we're trying to do with our project is open up the discussion a little bit to say, well, yes, Prajwal is alive right now. So do we know what 16 generations was actually being done? No, but we do know that this family was entirely committed to the living transmission of these traditions. That was the entire purpose of the Vajrachary family. And they did it even when they had to go underground for 700 years. That's like a little less than half. And it's probably older. So we're trying to understand, how do you understand how old a movement is by looking at it? What makes a movement old, what gives it its age. And in some ways, it's this deep integration with mind. That's what makes it ritual movement. Yeah, Betty, Soma. Yeah, Betty, go ahead.
So Prajwal, do you have a son who will carry on the tradition?
No, we don't believe about that part. So my father doesn't believe about that. So someone who like the just, whoever take it initiatively, they whoever dedicated, they are our lineage. So lineage will be passed on to that way. So we not believe about a son and daughter because in my family is we have a 6. This is my family. This is me and a baby, and none of those dancings. This we have a six siblings, and none of it's dancing in my family. I'm only one dancer. So that's why my father's like, well, lineage is like whoever dedicated and whoever carry on to move forward. Those are our lineage right now. So my father decided that way, and I'm move on to that. So
Prajwal, in having seen your father and your own work, are there any shadings in terms of the variety of movement.
Yeah.
That yours, because you're a certain height, or are there differences that come just from physical genetics?
Well, it's, every generations comes, it's vast differences happening. I mean, that's a reality. So my fathers and me, even like I dance like try to dance like my father. There's no way to be. So there's no way that be happen. And my fathers have so many different knowledge, which I cannot have that knowledge in one side. He is a master. He's also a beautiful singer, and he does all the rituals, all the different things, and also many book he's been written. 20 book has been published, and 50 books in painting. I mean, he did amazing job too, but I don't have it. So generation pass, even like a mudra, I'm a little much taller than my father. So he's like at the up to here. So, I'm much taller than my father. And then my father have like, if you see the mudras and gesture, which I show you in the beginning, I have a couple of some mudras, things from my father. I can show you here. This is my father. So
He's very elegant. He doesn't dance like you at all.
yeah,
He's
so
a different dancer.
And this one, and also this one is my father too. I can show you here too. This one is my father. So, but slightly always different. So that's why when I teach about this dance class, I mean, you have your own body, so make understandings more clear. And when you do the gesture, it feels with this gesture, not just like, oh, I'm doing this gesture. It's called a mudra. It means how could be this like the knowledge mudra? If your brain going mind different way and acting different way, this not be the mind mudra. Mind mudra need to make sure that you have a connected within this feelings and connected with this gesture. So
Shoma, Shoma, did you have a question for Prajwal?
I can wait till he's finished talking about them.
All right, go ahead, Evening. I thought you were.
Simple ways like making that it's so connecting and understanding is important. And understanding, like when you think about that, we are 20 people here, everybody's different ways. Like if you do in the same gesture, it's may not be same, because where you keep the mind when you start to moving, where your mind is, it's difference in the emotions and different in the connections. So never be the same. That's why my fathers and me, it's a difference. And then my students here, it's all the different too. Even they do the dance, but slightly always different. So yeah.
Oh,
Shama?
oh, thank you. I loved your dancing. I'm not a huge fan of Buddhist idols, but when you started dancing, you embody Lalita, the grace that shows Buddhism. So that was utterly stunning. But my question is for Joshua. So I think Barbara and I were talking yesterday. When you said, Joseph, that these dancing and the music is from thousands of years ago, even before Vedic times, right? The singing that came, the singing that tells him how to move because he responds to the songs, whatever is coming in the songs. Did you say Lokeshwara, but it's the lok, so it pulls out the song, it stretches out more. So do you have meter in these songs? Is there timing in these songs?
Yes, there's the timing of the tala for the songs. Though with the shloka, that's when there's more of an artistic interplay between the dancer and the singer, and like more than deeper than just an artistic interplay, but like I think a deeper connection between the place and the time and the deity and the thing that is being expressed. But in general, yes. So by the book, we're grateful enough to have these texts that give not only the hymns in the Sanskrit, but also notes on the rag and the tal, both the mode and the meter in which we are supposed to sing. interestingly enough, some of these tals and even some of these rags are very, very old, and the way we know them is because they've been orally passed down. You can't just look them up in a book or do a Google search and say how does one sing Lalita Gunjali for Green Tara. That's an impossible task. So I'm very grateful that Prajwal has done as much study and is able to teach and able to pass these things down.
You used terms at the beginning when you were talking, Joshua. You're talking about two different kinds of melodies, one of which was more prescribed, the other freer, as I recall. And I didn't know those terms.
Oh, sure. So, like in the beginning of Green Tara is in the meter of 7. It's in a meter of 7. So if you heard the Ting shoes, that's running into 7 beats a rhythmic cycle. But in the beginning, when we were singing Lokeshwara, the very first thing with the longer melody, that doesn't have a meter. I understand how to sing that based on knowing what the dance is and what the feeling of the song is. So that is there isn't a set meter for that.
Thank you.
So according to tradition, we have 18 different meter and then 48 melodies. And that's all so far we found, that is 48 melodies within thousands of the songs. And then the 18th the rhythms, they found in the 18 different rhythms, talas. So ragas, they have the 48 ragas they found. So that's we do. We have almost, I don't know, we have all, because we have almost 25 or 26 ragas we have. What do we do practice in our temple? So
I would like to know, do only the priest dance? And also, when do you dance? Is it always public or is it private? And how do you choose which dances when you do dance?
Back in the old days, this is done in only the ritual contents, and the rituals happen, and the rituals, which kind of rituals, what is required on that ritual, they usually choose that based on that rituals. Like when you see the mandala, they have different deities related to the center deities. So same way is like when you're doing the rituals, what deities you are doing and what is the families of that deity. So they used to dance. But the present day, I mean, we choose ourselves like when we do dance for the public. I mean, I want to perform like let's see how much I can get a variety so people can test in a different way. We have thousands of dance, but how I can make it that meaningful for people, it's also see that the differences. So how many different kinds in there. So that's what we choose. And normally like we do here, and some students, they have a certain dance they only know, so they just do same dance over. But for myself, always want to try to get the new ones and try to be in bodies in the new ones. So that is also my taste, like I can just practice myself more. Okay. So I can get the more wisdom, I can get it. So that's why I do always new dance for myself.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Joseph, I have a question.
Yes.
Mr. Prajwal, do you like ballet? Because Joseph is a ballet lover.
Yeah.
Do you watch ballet?
I mean, dance is so, no matter what dance it is all dance is, for me, is like this is have some wisdom there. But some dance is like a very top. So in the human body, it's like if you are top, if you tightenings, if you're just making that, the same movement, it can be hard to the body most of the time, some of the time. So for me, it's like it's just flexibilities in a flexible movement, and not like a crazy way of movement. It doesn't, for me, like not to hurt you with the movement. That's I'm looking for. But all dance, I love it. I enjoy with I'm also the master in a Kathak dance. So Kathak dance is also like always like how you move. It's just like continuously moving and spinnings, like the hundreds of spinnings, in like a 10 minute, So that's I do it in my early stage too.
That's
But
kind of why I asked, because who's that guy, Joseph Akram Khan? He just redid Giselle a year or two ago, and he had a Kathak background. Wouldn't that be cool if his Mr. Prajwal's dancing was incorporate something into ballet? Because it's so graceful.
Don't get me started on
Yeah, don't get me
Giselle.
started either.
Barbara and I have a whole lunch series on that ballet. We can go out for lunch 10 times on that one. I hear you because as Merle was saying and Diane too earlier, there's a quality in the lyricism what he's doing that's just so graceful, and it's not Indian and it's not Tibetan and it's a very unique thing. But what I feel my job is to take any power I got and help Prajwal with his mission. We save endangered dances. Well, those are people, okay?
Yeah.
Those are people who do the old dances. So when people ask me, how do you keep doing it? Because I get to meet people like Prajwal and Josh and Ellen, who wouldn't want to work like that, But I think even as Prajwal was saying on my father, we have this notion of an expert in the West, a scholar, an academic, a specialist. And we don't really have a place to understand someone raised as a priest whose father was a Sanskrit scholar, just bursting in Sanskrit, texts his entire life, his entire family. And as Prajwal likes to remind me, we've got 1,500 years of collected art too, because it was our job. Okay, like you ought to see some of my relatives' storerooms. And so we don't have a way to understand dance and what this kind of dance is, what the state of mind is, that even dancing means a state of mind. That's essentially what it means. And that really is one thing I learned from Prajwal. Then you see a picture of a dancer in Buddhist art, that is an image of meditation. It is an image of meditation. Dancing is meditation. And so I feel it's more important with Prajwal having been the only one who's left Nepal, established himself in another country, sustaining the traditions on a mission that his father gave him. I want to help him and people more understand what he's doing. Because I think it's tricky. It's a jump. We don't have much basis in the West to understand this kind of dancing. And it's hard to explain it to the West. So sometimes, at a Buddhist monastery, people have no idea what they're looking at, and the monks do not help them at all. Like the monks don't give them an inch. And so they could. So I just sort of feel my job is to help facilitate the communication from the source. That's sort of how I look at it.
But just the beauty of the movements, even if you don't understand it, just like Merle said, the energy comes across. Perhaps you won't get all of it, but what one does get is quite a bit. Just the gracefulness of his movement. There's something that I don't watch too much dance to begin with, but it'd be hard pressed. You have to be literally blind not to realize that or to feel that. I think that would be a lovely thing, even to the uninitiated. There would be I think a lot of people would like it.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
it is energetic.
Yes.
And it's not, to me, what I was receiving was not about steps and not about form, but just the energy that was flowing to me.
No, it's beautiful. So I just felt that, Prajwal, we've been friends a long time. When he saw you say, Barbara, he was like, gosh, I look old. I look older. And I'm like, that's because we've all been friends for a long time. That's the only reason, Josh, I haven't seen you since London, man. It's so nice to see you again. Hey, it's been a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Anybody have any final questions to ask Prajwal or Joshua?
I think so. Barbara I don't know. Barbara raised her hand.
No, I said what I had to say and asked, but I am so honored, as I think everyone in the group is to have been in your presence, to have received what both you and Josh gave us today. And I also think it's important to be able to receive, which this group does. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joseph, and thank you, Barbara, for hosting me and bringing me there so to share my little knowledge to everybody. So, thank you, thank you. I wish that is, I have more times and talk only Pacific because I was not sure what I should talk about, like a mudras,
No,
Would be- yeah.
do you have, if we want to pursue, where do we go? I mean, I assume you've got a site. Tell us what to do.
Oh, I can help with that. Yes, Prajwal's site is called Dance Mandal. I'll send it to everybody.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, I can also
And Prajwal,
dance mandala, and also I have also the other web page with Nitya Mandal
and
Mahabharata.
Prajwal,
Go ahead.
exactly. And Prajwal also teaches regularly for Yang Chengma Arts and Music that hosted our speaker series. And I've been taking a class, a 3-month course with him, but he keeps teaching, and there's 35, 40 students in the class from all over the world. And it's really just been absolutely wonderful. So he teaches regularly, and everybody's clamoring for him to teach more, and he's hosted to teach from Hong Kong and from California, and he's got students all over the world, in Indonesia and China and Taiwan and Europe, and so it's very interesting how he keeps these classes going. There's a wide range of dance skill, of knowledge of Sanskrit, these kinds of things, but nevertheless, you can gain a lot of information taking the classes that he teaches, because like today, he'll bring in art, he'll bring in philosophy, and he'll bring in the movement. So you'll get a really well-rounded understanding. So he does teach these classes as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, if you want to join in the email list, please send me email. I just keep in the chat my webpage. There's a 2 webpages, so it's one is the Dance Mandal, one is the Nitya Mandal Mahabharata. Nitya Mandal Mahabharata is the non-profit organization. So yeah, that's it. And also come and visit sometime. So as soon as COVID is over, please visit our temple. So
Oh, would
Where
that
are you
be
located?
wonderful.
Oregon, Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you again.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much.
Okay, we'll keep in touch, everyone.